Despite being held to a 1-1 draw by Hungary in their second group game of Euro 2020, France have one foot in the round of 16 of the tournament. The game against Hungary was quite a frustrating outing for the reigning world champions, who needed an Antoine Griezmann goal to earn a point. Next up, Didier Deschamps' men face Portugal, who will be eager to set the record straight following a 4-2 drubbing at the hands of Germany. One thing that's really caught the eye at the Euros is the presence of Paul Pogba, who always seems to turn up perfectly for his country even if he struggles at club level. Many people, including our entire crew, finds it surprising that Manchester United haven't seen the best of Pogba enough. Manchester City made a huge bid for Harry Kane, but what made Tottenham Hotspur chairman Daniel Levy reject it? Gareth Southgate might not earn a lot of plaudits for his boring football philosophy, but the England manager has found an ally in Phil Foden. AC Milan are set to lose Hakan Çalhanoğlu's services this summer, and the Turkish international is set to make a move that's going to irk the Rossoneri faithful. We're going to cover all these stories in today's episode, so make sure you end up becoming part of our extended family here at Goalside, and give the little bell icon a bite that Luis Suarez would be proud of. Okay, so let's start talking about what matters the most. Southgate, a tactical genius? Well, we don't agree, but Phil Foden seems to think so. So the England manager has been getting a lot of flack for his uninspiring tactical masterpieces that have complicated England's route to the round of 16 of Euro 2020. The former player has been criticised for his ultra-defensive approach in the goalless draw against Scotland, and with good reason. Why would you always start games with two defensive midfielders? Especially when you have this amazing lineup of some of the most talented attacking players in Europe. But Phil Foden, who is also struggling due to such tactics, has jumped to his manager's defence, stating that most of us don't really know how tactically great his manager is. Foden clearly sees something that us mere mortals can't, and claims that Southgate really makes his players work and has done really well. While the Man City youngster didn't go into any details of exactly how his England manager is the Pep Guardiola of international football, it's clear that players don't want to say anything unwanted at such a crucial phase of the competition. We hope to finally see the tactical genius of Gareth Southgate when the Three Lions take on Czech Republic in their final group game of the campaign. Here's hoping that England play a good and positive brand of football. Milan star jumps ship. You know, sometimes we find career decisions taken by players a bit mind-boggling. Take the Turkish international Hakan Çalhanoğlu as an example. The 27-year-old midfielder starred for AC Milan last season and helped them qualify for the Champions League. With his contract winding down, the former Hamburg man rejected the club's offer for an improved contract and asked for more. Just like they did with Gigi Donnarumma, Milan chose not to be held hostage. The end result? The player is going to sign for Inter Milan, who might be in for a reality check next season. The reigning Italian champs are going through a financial crisis and might lose a few star players this summer. But Çalhanoğlu feels that this is the right move for him, so he must know something that we don't. The Turk is expected to be a direct replacement for star playmaker Christian Eriksen, whose playing career might well be over following his cardiac arrest in the Euro 2020 opener for Denmark. Villa to test Arsenal resolve again. After seeing a £25 million move for Emile Smith-Rowe get rejected by Arsenal, Aston Villa are preparing an improved offer for the young playmaker. He was quite the star for Mikel Arteta's side during the second half of the last campaign. While the Gunners might not want to let go of the youngster, they might be forced into doing business, since the Londoners are no longer the giants that they were, while the villains could be going places. Meanwhile, Arsenal are leading the chase for AC Milan midfielder Franck Kessie, claims Gazzetta dello Sport. The Rossoneri are open to offers for the Ivory Coast international, who could find himself heading to the Emirates Stadium. Manchester United make progress with Spanish international. In a market where the likes of Sergio Ramos and Rafael Varane are available, Manchester United are more eager to move for a younger option at the back. According to the Manchester Evening News, the Red Devils have apparently made a lot of progress in their bid to bring Pau Torres to Old Trafford. The Villarreal defender is currently helping Spain dream big at the Euros and is reportedly eager to test himself in the Premier League. Should the move happen, expect Sergio Ramos to move to PSG for sure, while Varane could sign an extension. Manchester City make Levy an offer he refused. It's clear that Manchester City need a good striker this summer. Just like their illustrious neighbours, the citizens are yet to find a replacement for Sergio Aguero. It was earlier reported that Pep Guardiola was eager to work with Tottenham star Harry Kane. The English international has been scoring goals for fun in the Premier League and now wants to win trophies. That's not happening in London, so a move to City would make sense. According to Fabrizio Romano and the English media, City have made an opening bid for the striker, which would guarantee Spurs £100 million. More than that, City are also open to a player plus money deal that could see the departures of the likes of Raheem Sterling, Aymeric Laporte and Gabriel Jesus. Now, that's a sweet deal for sure. Sadly though, Daniel Levy's definition of a sweet deal is totally different. The Spurs chairman has rejected the offer and is now going to continue to resist. We see a scenario where a frustrated Kane would hand in a transfer request and even force through a move. Spurs are in a bit of a shambles at the moment. They don't have a manager yet, and those that they approach turn them down. Why should Kane stay at a club whose chairman is totally happy with mediocrity as long as the new stadium stays shiny and continues production of 1 million different types of beers every day? Real Pogba exclusive to France? Paul Pogba's case is quite curious. The midfielder has bags of talent, he's explosive and he can change games on his own. This is the midfielder Manchester United paid well to return to Old Trafford. Sadly though, we've rarely seen the France version of Pogba at Old Trafford. The 27-year-old put in a man-of-the-match display in France's Euro 2020 opener against Germany and had a sort of underwhelming outing against Hungary. But overall, the talented midfielder has always come through and more for his country. This is why people always seem to wonder why Manchester United struggle to get the best out of the Frenchman. Now, many people would say that the former Juventus man is a victim of the turbulence that seems to be an eternal thing at Old Trafford. Pogba's ability to shine for France is due to a structured system put in place by Deschamps and teaming up with some of the best players in Europe. During France's 2018 World Cup win, he played in a deeper role and had the freedom to play to his strengths. At the Euros, it's still the same theme with the likes of N'Golo Kante and Adrien Rabiot giving him freedom. This role is totally different from the one that he's got at United. While his performances for the club have been sensational this year, he's been forced to play down the left wing in a 4-2-3-1. He ends up getting handed a lot of defensive responsibility, which impacts his ability to influence games further up the pitch. While you can also blame the player for not trying hard enough, you can't help but criticise the Man United management for failing to identify the player's problems. The club signed Bruno Fernandes last year, and the Portugal international has hit the ground running. Perhaps if United had built a team around Pogba, then they wouldn't have signed the Portuguese in the first place. Fernandes is the number 10 in United's 4-2-3-1 and his returns have been incredible since he signed, with 40 goals and 26 assists in his 80 appearances for the club so far. He's been credited with breaking goal-scoring records from midfield for United, but he's barely a midfielder really. He plays in such an advanced role, almost as a second striker, that he should be considered a forward rather than a midfielder. The only way to get Pogba to play his best football would be to recalibrate into a 4-3-3 system, which would see Fernandes playing as a midfielder with a more defensive mindset. This also takes away those goals and assists that he provides. And what if that doesn't help Pogba play better? That's the issue United are facing right now. They could hand Pogba the keys to the final third, but you don't know if it will help the club in the long run. The player's contract is set to expire next year, and there is a chance that he might not renew. Therefore, United might be making a huge mistake if they become more Pogba-centric in their approach, only to see the Frenchman let his contract run down and then join a team of his choosing for nothing. The Pogba train, whether we like to admit it or not, is likely to depart from Old Trafford, which is why there's a high chance that we won't ever be able to see his best at Manchester United. Perhaps that's a lesson his potential suitors would have learnt by now.